So today we are talking about portfolios. There are two ways to do it. Okay, I can tell you something. I can provide you some directions, some points of view about something that is not a science. There is not the science of portfolio. There is not the formula of a perfect portfolio, but there are some concepts, some landmarks, some standards that we can share. Or we can start from your questions. That is another way to talk together about portfolios. So just to understand who is in front of me, how many children illustrators in the room? Only children. Only children. Okay. Only editorial adult magazine illustrators? Okay. Mix? Okay. It's a very good point. So, what is your main? What are the main difficulties in building up your portfolio? What do you think? Let's start from your needs.
To show my personal work.
To show, I mean, you feel like you're not comfortable to show your personal work, or when you build up your portfolio, I mean,
I think maybe it's risky for me or for my work to show my personal work, and maybe it's better just show my official work. I don't know why, but I think maybe because my personal work is more free and more experimental. I don't know, maybe for that.
thank you very much. First point. What you think is more difficult for you?
To choose the best illustrations and to compose them in the global portfolio.
Okay.
I think the worst part is to pick something and keep it balanced, you know, between my commission work and my personal work.
The length of the portfolio. How many? No, you have 10, maybe 20, maybe no more, nor less. Like,
Thank you.
Which information is necessary?
Thank you very much. Anyone else?
Yeah, actually, I share what others said, but in my case, for example, it's difficult sometimes to guess or try to guess what others want or what what the potential clients want. So this is what made me stack on sometimes.
Thank you very much. We are done for the moment. One more.
One last question. Thank you.
It's a drama.
I struggle showing just one consistent style because some commission require some kind of style from me and some commercial work a different one, and I like doing both.
Okay. We start one by one. We try to understand how to make it. So let's say that the first thing about portfolio is loneliness. It's something that you think about on your own. It's something private, and it's more art of cut out than adding something. A portfolio is about removing and not adding. And it's a self-analysis. And portfolio, it's a word in the plural only. There is no one portfolio for each one of you. So I think that the key point is to understand the difference between the images archive and your portfolio. Each one of you has an image archive with all your drawings, your illustrations, published, unpublished, commissioned, personal, and this is your archive. From this archive, every single time you want to approach to a client, you shape out a portfolio. You select, you pick out some illustrations, and you design something tailored on the needs, on the requests, on the desires of your client. So this is the main point, okay? And from this, we can start replying to all your questions. We could start with, first of all, what is the task as a communication tool of a portfolio? What do you think? What is the task? What has to do? What has to perform a portfolio?
Desire, maybe.
But as a communication tool, if you think about, not thinking about it as an object, thinking about it as a device, okay? Doing something. Like all the object of communication, we define them by the action that they perform, not about what they are. Okay, so a portfolio is an object, it's made of paper, it's a digital, is an object, but from a semiotic point of view, is a device performing an action. The action is speak on your behalf. The portfolio, it's your voice. It embodies you. Especially when you send a portfolio by email, not in a real life meeting, that's all about you. It's your voice, it's your professional standard, it's your home. You're inviting someone home. And I think that if we start using this metaphor, we can find a lot of replies about your questions. So, a portfolio speak for ourselves as a professional. It's a communication device, and it's a tool that need to open many different doors. So it needs to be flexible. And it needs to be a storytelling on itself. A portfolio is a book. And the story of this book is ourselves. So, as every story needs to have the start, the plot, and the end. Okay? It makes sense? Personal work, not personal work. I think that we can use the scheme of the pyramid, the triangle of information. On top, let's say at the beginning of the portfolio, the most important information. I'm approaching to a publisher. I'm approaching to a magazine. So what I will show for first is the illustrations that, in my opinion, really fit to the publisher. And then the personal work, something that tells more about me, even out of the field or out of the interest of the publishers. They must stay at the end. Something like, okay, I hope you really like it, but this is also me. But I'm not making you wasting your time browsing something that you're not interested in, because we are both working. It's not me showing my creativity. It's me offering you a communication solution as an illustrator. So you are in your busy office, I'm in my busy studio. Let's go straight to the point. If you get impressed from what I'm offering you as a communication solution, because the client, what the client provides, it's a problem for illustrators. And with a problem, I mean a text, a story, a claim, a book, a cover. That's the communication problem, the communication issue. And the publisher asks us to solve it in a visual way. If you start your portfolio with something that is not related to the publisher, you are adding a problem, not providing a visual solution. And we have to hope, in this case, that your personal work is so catchy and interesting for the art director who's browsing your portfolio in a busy day in his office to go through all your illustrations still to what really can fit his needs or her needs. Okay? how many illustrations? That's one of the biggest mystery of the world. How many illustration in a portfolio? 20? How many people for 20? Let me say that 15 could be enough. 15 could be enough. It's not a law. I mean, it's not science again. If you are 16, it's fine. 17, it's fine. Or 14 is fine too, if it's enough. To show what? What you have to show. Just think about, you are the art director. Okay, you're sitting on your desk, you're working on your stuff, there is a newspaper to print out for the day after, or there are some books, some picture books that I'm finalizing, so I'm very busy. I'm very focused on something different than getting your random email with your introduction and your portfolio. Okay, so you are there, you're working, you get an email, and it's a portfolio. I have time for this or not? Okay, I'm quite bored. I'm bored from what I'm doing. Let me have a look. Okay, I have a look, and what I find, what I need to find, consistency. First of all, consistency. So if you have more than one style, you can show it, but you have to show for the both way. Let's say that to have more than two styles can be not easy to manage. You really have to divide from my point of view. But if you have two ways, for the both two, you have to show consistency. What is consistency about? If you think about your drawing, your illustration, its consistency is to show somebody that if you want to make a book cover, you show them 10 book covers. You show them that your visual language, your visual alphabet can be repeat and repeat and repeat. That is not just one good shot, you know. Sometimes it happens that you draw something and it comes out so well. And sometimes you even don't know why it's come out so well, but it did it. Okay, but the point is to show them that you can repeat it, the same kind of outcome. So consistency, it's all about it. If I have two styles, I have to testify that I can use it, that my visual language is a full alphabet. There is a word that, for instance, in my school in Milan is totally forbidden, and my students, they hate for this, it's style. Because especially students, beginners, they misunderstand style as they call style the only way they can draw something. That is not a style. It's just laziness. Style is a choice. It's a conscious choice. It's something that you achieve in your career, and also it's something that stays on the surface of your drawings, because styles change with our experiences, with our life, with new references. We go to an exhibition, and when we're back, we are not the same as a visual maker, because we have been influenced or touched or moved or impressed by something. Okay, so style is just a matter of medium and a matter that always changes. If you think about famous illustrators with a long-lasting career, let's say 45 years career, they have been changing a lot. If you browse a catalog, you can see they've been changing, but at the same time, you can see that they stay the same. You can understand who they are, even if they work with watercolors or with digital or with gouache. They stay the same. So what remains the same? What gives the strongest consistency to our portfolio? It's not the style. There is another way we can. Want to say something? What stay the same? We need another metaphor. We have to go out to illustration field and go to the typo, to the typo field. If you think about a typo like Helvetica, okay, everybody knows Helvetica. And the Helvetica family is big. You have condensed, semi-condensed, bold, italic, okay. You have to build your own Helvetica. And then you can draw it italic or semi-condensed or semi-bold, and that's the style. This is the style. But I can still understand that it's an Helvetica font. That's the consistency. That's the exploration as illustrators that you have to do. You have to fulfill. You have to expand your visual language, your visual alphabet into a family that is able to express the whole reality. And then you can decide, according to your taste, according to your choice, according to your flavor, the style you draw your typo. But it's still your typo. It's a Giacomo typo. And then I can decide if I use it italic or not, but it's just a choice. That's why style is a choice. So this is the deepest consistency that you can achieve in a portfolio as an illustrator. So going back to our situation, the art director is at the desk, got your email. What you write in this email? What the text of this is? This is the first email you send to an art director, okay? Because you really want to work with Zorro Rojo, Juventud, Buen Paso, whoever you like. Okay, you send an email to Arianna Squilloni from Buen Paso. She's very kind, so you really think, okay, this time it will be good. She's so kind. She is, but she's also very busy because she's, let's say, a one-woman show, because she runs almost everything in the publishing house. What's the text? What you write?
Who we are and what we are looking for.
How many lines?
Short.
How many?
10? I don't know. Well, I don't know, something like this.
It's up to the size of the phone.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
this
No,
just hello.
should be something short like, I'm Fiorella, I'm living in Barcelona, I'm an illustrator, and I think that my style could fix perfectly with your shop.
You are approaching them.
Yeah.
It's already thought that
Yeah.
you're fixing. I really appreciate your work.
Yeah, of course,
I
yeah.
really appreciate your work, and that's my portfolio.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Period.
And yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you name the file of the PDF file of the portfolio you are submitting? Okay, we have two ways. You can submit a very light PDF with 3 illustrations and then a link to your website, for instance, or you can attach your word portfolio as a PDF mostly. And how you name the file? Your name. You don't think it's natural, because I have thousands of portfolio.pdf. Thousands. And that's a big mistake. It's a big mistake because even if the art director at the moment, like let's say Arianna, I will meet her tonight, so we'll apologize to her of using her name. And she's working and she doesn't have the time to really browse your portfolio, but she has a folder where she where she collect all the new portfolios. Your name is something that stays there. It's already catalog. It's already a tag. It's not just a portfolio.pdf. Okay, so that's enough. Hello, my name is, I'm an illustrator. I really appreciate your work. Or I really appreciate your last book. I really appreciate whatever, something. Why you have to say that you appreciate something, or that maybe I've been visiting the exhibition of your illustrator last week and it was wonderful. Here is my work. Why? It's not just a matter of being kind in a fake way. It's a strategy. You are approaching someone unknown, okay, from the both sides. Arianna doesn't know you, and you just know Arianna just by name, let's say, okay. It's a kind of blind date. You know blind date? And you have to make it warm. if you say, I really appreciate your work, I really appreciate that book, you are saying, in other words, that we already have something in common. And it makes this very cold moment of approaching a total stranger by email, it makes it a little bit warmer. So, what's the first illustration on your portfolio? Someone, I forgot. Someone said, I don't know how to understand which are the good illustration to put in my portfolio. How you understand this? You have any strategy, any? When it's done, when it's ready, when you think it's strong, you submit this to friends just to have a point of view. It could work, for instance, but there is anyone that could tell you this is the right one. It's just about you. If you feel confident about this illustration, it's good. If you don't need words to explain this illustration, it's okay. And it's also a general rule for the portfolio. If showing your portfolio, you don't feel the need to say something, the portfolio is perfect. But if you are showing your portfolio and you feel like you have to say something, to explain something, the portfolio is not ready. When showing a portfolio in a real life, you have just to sit and smile. And it's the art director, the publisher, making question, just in case. Why? Let's try to understand why. I don't want to give you, like the 10 laws. I just want to try to find together a way to understand why we are behaving like this. Why we need to stay silent when we show a portfolio in a real life meeting. They are looking at. And it's not easy to do two things together, especially for men. Women are better, but for men, not the same. So if someone is looking at your portfolio, it's totally focused on looking at it. And if you add words, you are disturbing this action, adding more contents from another channel. Okay, so let him or her have a proper look. And it will be the publisher to ask questions, just in case.
But info just client or you put this or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
You put the client you have been working with?
Yeah. The
Yes.
client, year.
Okay, yeah. Now we go through this. So, we said 15 illustrations, consistency. You're asking about captions. What text, body text to add. Why we have to show the clients we have been working with? Why is it important to show it? So they can trust. Not only, but the book industry is very small. It's very, very small. So, again, Arianna, she's browsing for the first time your portfolio on a PDF, and she saw that you have been publishing with Penguin or whoever. And she knows very well the art director. And Arianna, she would like to work with you. She's getting interested in your portfolio, browsing your portfolio, because she has on the desk a book project that need to be matched to an illustrator, and it really looks that you are the good voice for. Arianna, she just raised the phone and called her friend at Penguin, asking, "Hey, you have been working with what's your name? Patosa." And she said, "Oh yes, she's super kind." Oh my God, never again. Okay, that's why it's important. It's not just showing off. It's trust, and it's also providing the client maybe a shortcut to ask, to inquire about us. Because again, it's a blind date. It's a totally blind date. Captions, please, it's an image portfolio, not like 15 lines captions. Publisher, title, year, technique, if you like, it's enough. Nothing more, nothing left. Okay. See.
What about if you have some personal work made in order to show your style or whatever, but it's an unpublished work? Is it a taboo? Is it allowed? Is it contraproducent or?
Okay, you can add unpublished work for sure. Just make it clear. So you just write down personal project, and that's it. The main things to do, you know, I've sometimes it happened to me. Let's say, just to give you some numbers, that in Bologna at the Survival Corner, we in last March we reviewed 2,315 portfolios. Okay, so let's say that what I'm saying, it's up to statistics. Okay, it's a general trend. Mm? So what is the most important? Some people, like, they make a book cover for a publisher, and they put the logo, even if it's unpublished, because they want to mock up the la portada, no? And it's very, very embarrassing, because then the art director will ask you, oh, you have been publishing with, oh no, it's my personal project, but you add the logo, and that is a law infringement, by the way, and you use the same typo. Okay, that's the only thing that you have to avoid at all, okay? To make it clear when it's a personal project and when it's not. I mean, if you are a beginner, you want to make book covers, okay? But you've never been published, of course you have to go like this. You have to draw on your own. You select 5 books of your choice, and you draw your proposal of book covers. You just say personal project, book cover for Moby Dick, and that's it. Okay? The only important thing is just to make it clear what is personal and what is published.
Thanks. What about NDA projects? Can we NDA, the non-disclosure? Yeah. Can we add them inside of a portfolio, or how do you recommend that?
Okay. It's a big question. It's a very frequent question. Let's say that. Gracias. NDA, in my opinion, no, it's not needed. And it's not just my opinion. It's different if you are submitting a whole book project. If you are submitting like a whole storyboard, maybe, but it's not so frequent to have this kind of situation where publishers, they steal ideas. It's not common. It's not common. So I think that is not needed. NDA is not needed. So we thought about captions, and again, I said you before, a portfolio, it's a book on itself. It's a story. It's our story. If you have, for instance, some illustrations that are very dark, or maybe the topic is very tough, I don't know, they are illustration for magazine about very hard issues, okay? Could be, I don't know, drugs or poverty or abuse. And then you have some illustration about the seasons. What we need in the middle? A blank page, a transition, whatever you want. Again, put yourself in the shoes of the people who's looking at your portfolio. Just help me, help my eyes and my mind to clean, to refresh, and help guide me in this strong atmosphere change. Okay, so don't be afraid to add a blank page. Blank. You can have some graphics, you can have your name, you can have a little logo, whatever you like to make it more personal. But I mean, I want you to understand why it's necessary sometimes to have some blank pages to give a rhythm.
No, it's good that you say that, because sometimes myself, I have doubts when I have to separate two kinds of work,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the middle you have to put a translation to separate. But sometimes you think, okay, maybe I am adding extra work for the reader, and maybe it's like, oh,
No, it's
like,
not.
oh.
It's not extra work. It's necessary. Think about the music. If you look at a classical music script, sometimes you have written silence. But this silence is not silence. It's the necessary space to listen the music. The blank page provides the visual space to watch your illustration. It's not empty. It's not nothingness. It's something that from a communication point of view is necessary to give my eyes space. Okay? So, captions, rhythm, blank pages, biography pages. The last one page. Some people put it on the top. I prefer this to be at the end, but again, wherever you like. Why is important? What is the most important element in a biography page? That is the same for the website. I mean, the same things we can. Contact, of course. Which contact? Email? Mobile? Phone number? Yes or no? Yes? Yes? Someone no? No? There is no rule. Again, are you comfortable with getting a phone call from a total stranger, maybe in another language at any time? Yes? Okay, let's put it. No? Skip it. It's your portfolio. It's your home. Make it comfortable. Shape it according on your needs and on your behavior. You can't live with a fear of getting an unknown phone call. It's like, oh my God, oh my God. You're not comfortable with? Email is fine. Social media, yes, if you really take care of your social media and if you use it just in a professional way. So professional contents not mixed with personal contents. Otherwise, email is enough. So, contacts, what else? Just go back to the idea that it is a blind date. Sì, una foto de cara. Or a portrait. Or if you don't like to do self-portrait, ask a friend, an illustrator friend, to do your portrait. Maybe you could exchange. So you can share on your portfolios also one drawing from a friend you like, from a colleague you like. But why we need a portrait or a picture? Again, to make this blind date more warm. Just, again, think about Arianna. Okay, she has been browsing your portfolio. You're super good. She likes you. And she also has ready on the desk an orphan project looking for an illustrator. What is the second question? Okay, she's good as an illustrator. He is good as an illustrator. But he or she will be the same good as a person. Because especially if you are making a book, it could take 1 year. 1 year work of back and forth, of art direction, of feedbacks, of changes. And then there is all the negotiation part, the money. So the second question is, okay, she's good, but there are like 2,000 same good artists all over the world. It's not enough to be good. You have to be also a good professional. So someone who can listen to the art director, someone who is on deadlines, and even if it could happen to burn a deadline, to be late, just be clear, be sincere, and 1 week before, let's say, okay, I can't respect the deadlines, so the new deadlines for me could be this, what about it? It happens, and especially if you're doing a book, it's not a big problem. If you're working with newspapers, it's something different. But again, if you want to work with newspapers, and sometimes I train my students in the 6 hours assignment, that is the monster from the New York Times. So you have 6 hours from the brief to the final, okay? being an illustrator for newspapers, it's a lifestyle, first of all, more than just an artistic way of life. I'm sure you know Pablo Amargo. Okay. Pablo is my favorite editorial illustrators in the world. I think there is anyone the same effective as Pablo and the same clean. Okay, he gave himself such a strict boundaries of working with no colors, just black, just lines. And he works on very strict deadlines, very fast deadlines. And he said this kind of way that he got the brief. I saw it with my eyes. He got the brief, like he could have like 1 day to provide the finals. He got the brief. First thing he go swimming. He have a look. He read the brief and then go swimming. And the illustration, he's here. He said the brief is here, but if I sit at my desk just trying to find an idea, it doesn't work. So he goes swimming and then he back, lunch, siesta. I say, and like there is just 1 hour for the delivery, and then you see. So, okay, it's a magic, but it's a discipline. Pablo always said, I do it every day, in the same way. And every day, Pablo, he spent 1 hour drawing on a sketchbook, just sitting on the bench on the park, just drawing for drawing, and collecting all the illustration he's drawing day by day. He has like 3,000 sketchbooks, a huge archive that he uses as references when he's in troubles. So if you want to be an editorial illustrator, it's a lifestyle, but you need also a lot of discipline and strategy to survive, okay? But again, if you need some more extra time, just ask, but be clear, communicate. And I was just rebrowsing my slides, but we've been talking the same, so okay, another one frequent common mistake in portfolio is all the illustration. I hate when someone show me a portfolio, I see one illustration and I said, oh, I like it very much. And he replied, I don't like it anymore. What the hell? Are you showing me for what? Why are you wasting my time? I'm not a publisher, so I have the time. I mean, the portfolio review that I used to give is not about making a book. It's about providing feedback. But why are you wasting my time as a publisher showing me something that you don't like anymore and that you don't want to draw anymore the same? So you are a problem solver. In this way, you become the problem maker. Okay? That's the painter. Sorry. So, language, some English is needed, but everybody knows. Just for the French people, if you want to go with the French market, some French is needed and really appreciate. Sizes. Please, if you are showing traditional portfolio in paper, A4 size, it's enough. Why it is? Let's think about the environment of a book fair. Okay. Just let me add something more about book fairs. There is no worse situation to show a portfolio than a book fair. Why? Everybody thinks that if you come to Bologna, you will see that there are the legion of satans of illustrators with portfolios, and everyone they want to make a portfolio review. But it's not the best environment for this. Again, try to walk in the shoes of your client. I'm a publisher coming to Italy for 1 week. Bologna Book Fair is a B2B book fair, so there is no just for professionals. The main business is the rights selling. Publishers, they sell each other copyrights about books. Okay, I have a Spanish book, and I'm a Spanish publisher and an Italian publisher buy the rights of this book to publish it in Italy. That's the main business. I'm a publisher. I spend 1 week in Bologna. We are 4 people working in Bologna at our stand. So let's say that I will, and then I pay the stand, I rent the stand and bring all the books, and the living in Bologna, 20,000 euros for a stand big like this. Okay, so the main goal for a publisher is to come back of this money, and it is not by meeting randomly illustrators. Okay, we know this, it's not a secret. I mean, it's business. But if you are aware of it, you can understand better why they are not so open to give portfolio reviews, or why they have just 5 minutes. And then you are in a book fair, you are mostly tired because usually you don't sleep well, you eat rubbish food because it's not easy to have good food, and the book fair is very noisy, and sometimes it's very hot, and sometimes it's very cold. So let's say that it's not the perfect environment to show a portfolio, but you can do it. The average table of a the average size of a table in a book fair is a round coffee table where you can show your portfolio. If your portfolio is elephant size, so let's say like this, it doesn't work. And why you need this? Because it will become a book that the biggest could be like this, but so A4 is fine. A3 if you have book projects. And again, Excel dimensions are not impressive, they are scary. Time, 5-10 minutes is enough. More 10 minutes is plenty of time to show a portfolio. We have already been through all of this. Rhythm, okay, we said blank page to give some rhythm and to help the eyes. And book project, picture book project, how you show it in a real life meeting. You make a mock-up, okay? You make a mock-up and you leave the mock-up to the publisher or not? You leave it, your mock-up. No. You don't leave your mock-up stays with you because you spend a lot of money and time to make it. And even the publisher had a good reaction to your mock-up. Never trust what a publisher in a book fair when he said yes. Okay, we'll see. So what you do, you just leave a presentation sheet that is a A4 paper with the plot of the book, some information about you, a couple of illustrations, and your business card. And then when you're back home, you send the whole project, the PDF project, to the publisher. When? Not right the day after you're back home. Why? Because what happened during the week that the publisher is staying at book fair? That the inbox of the publishers, it grows and grows day by day. So when you come back from a book fair, you have like 200 emails, okay, to review from the days you have been spending working 8 hours in the book fair. So just wait at least 10 days. After 10 days, you can send your PDF and it will have a chance to survive. If not, it will just be on top of many others more urgent email of situation of works that need to be finalized and so on. Again, walk in the shoes of your client. One suggestion is, if you show a book project, a picture book project that you really believe in, is also to print out some business cards with the same visual of the book. Okay, so nowadays it's very easy to print out also 100 pieces of business cards. But if you are showing a book project that you really feel that, okay, it's a good one. It will have some success. It will be published in a way. You leave the paper with the information and your business card, and they both have something graphic or piece of illustration that reminds of the project. Digital portfolio in a real life. Never, ever, ever, ever show your portfolio by your mobile. It's terrible. Never, ever show your portfolio from your phone. You can use a tablet or you can use a laptop, but not a mobile phone. It's very unprofessional. Because at the same time, you're getting notifications, you're getting, WhatsApp from friends. Oh my God, what the hell is it? And if you go with a laptop, don't rely on internet connections on book fairs. Just have your PDF in your laptop or in your tablet and ready to be shown. There is one last topic that I'm very impressed that it is not coming out, because it has been the question of this last 1 year and a half to me. Anyone is scared of AI? So how many of you have been working with artificial intelligence? Even just having some fun trying to use it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have been using it for your work as a part of the process of your work, or just for fun?
I try to use it for my process, like prompting maybe layouts or something like that. But it's so hard to get something useful that usually it's faster for me to
do it the old way.
Something,
to do the old way.
For references. So right now it's like I don't know how to use it.
What's your experience?
I just wanted to experiment
Yeah.
to see, because if everybody is talking about that.
What is it?
Exactly. So I tried in both ways, like as him, like prompting to see what comes out, and also even to generate some images, not with my own images, but with images that I like. And the outcome was terrible, and I didn't like it, and I didn't feel comfortable. So
okay,
that's it.
What's your experience?
Well, my experience is in Photoshop, just for the background or maybe a texture, just that.
Going back to portfolio, I mean, it will be soon an issue. We need to state on the portfolio that we have been collaborating with AI. Let's say that I have some friends, I know some illustrators that they use AI for the project part, for the sketching part, and it's a collaboration. It's a real collaboration, okay? Because at the moment, the outcome, the pure outcome of AI is quite terrible. You can feel it. It's very plastic. It's very fake, but it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time, and I think that it will be important to state it. But at the moment, even the big contest of illustration, like the Bologna one, okay, the Bologna Book Fair, they are asking themselves what to do, if establish a special category just for AI-made illustrations or not. I don't know how it will end it up, but of course, it's something that we have to deal in the next 2 years. In the next 2 years, no more. And at the moment, you're right, it's very hard to understand how to use it because the interface is very complicated. But I remember when we had the very first website, that making up a website, it looks like you need to be an engineer from Mars, and now you can build up your own. Even my mom could build up a website at the moment because interface is as become more friendly and so on. So it will be the same also for the AI software. So it's something that we have to deal with. But I think that the way is collaboration between us and the AI, also as illustrators. Of course, there has been a big issue of copyright infringement, international, global, worldwide copyright infringement, but it's not just this. We have been all, as humankind, contributing and adding in providing data to AI, even if we were not conscious, or I don't know. So I think that it won't be a solution for that. What is done is done. My feel is that there won't be any kind of compensation for all the creative people or the journalists and all the people that work has been used to feed AI. I think what I can't see a way, a compensation, but I can see that AI will help us to save some time. Okay, AI could make the rough work for us. So the crucial thing is what we will do as creative people with this extra time. If we will use it to make the outcome, to add to the illustration coming out from the AI, our human touch, our human voice, to distillate our best, okay? And so to collaborate in AI, adding what is human and human only, we have a chance to survive. If not, AI will replace us. There is no way. If you think about all the mass market illustration production, that is very low quality illustration, where it's just flat illustration with some you see in the newsstand, or it will be done by AI. It's cheaper and it's faster from an industry point of view. But the voices, the real visual voices of human people, they will remain if we learn to collaborate with AI and to add what AI can do. Someone asked before, I can't understand when an illustration is good, when an illustration is finished and ready for the portfolio. We have to cultivate this skill, because there is one thing that AI can do: finish. Only humans, they can finish, they can feel when something is done. This illustration is finished. For AI, she can, or he, I don't know, or it, goes on more and more. It's a never-ending process. But we as a human, we are the only one with a sense of completion. It's over. It's done. And I think that we have to cultivate all these only human sides of our creativity, and we will survive. We will survive even to this big revolution. Any other question? I'm sure I forgot something. Please.
About digital portfolio, how to show if you do also motion graphics, how to include it with a link or
I think that it's best to provide a link and to drive your client to a website.
Okay.
Because you never know. I mean, or you are very confident about the optimization of your video, that even if the one who's looking at has a very old computer, very slow connection, it could work properly.
Yeah.
Okay, if not, it's better to drag them to a website where you can have the total control of the optimization, and even if they are using a very, very old machine, it can be smooth. If you're showing it from a tablet in a real life meeting, okay, there's no problem. It's just about your machine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, back to the beginning of your talk, when you certainly mentioned that a portfolio is not an archive, but at the same time, I have a little conflict sometimes because it's clear that in your digital or paper portfolio, it's better to show from, I don't know, 3, 10, 15 pictures. And you even mentioned to link to the website. In this point is when I have a conflict sometimes, because in the portfolio it's easy to choose according to who are you driving to, but when you link what to show, what not to show in the website, is the website the right place to approach a picture archive?
Yes.
No, it's a place to show everything, even if you do comics, animation, or whatever. Is it right?
Good point. Good point. Two consideration first about website. Okay, the website is the archive. Yes, from my point of view, is the archive. But it's not the rubbish bin. Okay, it's the archive. So even if it's the archive, there is a selection. First. Second, I recommend everyone to have a website and not to rely on Instagram or Behance account. Why? Why Instagram is not okay? You're not the owner. Even more the control. You're not the owner. If tomorrow morning Zuckerberg get up and said, I don't like the red color anymore, let's ban all the red from Instagram. No, you can link it, but to have your own website, it's just like with 15 euros per year, you just need a couple of pages, not anymore. I mean, it's very easy. And this is the root of the tree of your representation as a professional. Because you have an email connected to your website that is not a Gmail, that, again, not sound that professional. So this is the root. Everything starts from there. Even if Zuckerberg go mad, you can if you want to publish a nipple, you can publish a nipple, and if you want to publish a cigarette, if you want to draw a cigarette, you can draw a cigarette and show it, and there is no problem. You are the one who decided the guideline, okay, of your morality. That is something I think is priceless. Okay. Second, the website is the archive. So in the portfolio, you just select what is matching with your client or the person you are approaching with. And the archive is the website is your archive where you show more. But again, like the same we said about the portfolio is about the website. How to build up a website. Think about I know it's a very, very hot topic here in Barcelona, same in Milan. I will say it. You are renting your flat on Airbnb. Okay, and so you won't be there when the guest is coming. And the guest need to live 1 week in this flat. So coffee, it should stay in the kitchen. Towels should stay in the bathroom and not in the living room. Blankets in the bedroom, not on the balcony. The same with the website. Make it clear. Organize it like with your tags, children illustration, book covers, editorial illustration, wherever, school books, okay? Make it you're not there. The website speaks on your behalf when you're not there. So make it test. You can even ask some friend to test it. You can navigate it easily. You can understand easily where to go. You can easily understand what to choose and what to see. Just always think about that you won't be there. You won't be there when someone is surfing your website. It's the same like renting your flat for a week. And coffee needs to stay in the kitchen. Okay? So make it reasonable. That's what I want to say. But there are many ways, there are many designs you can use it, but just make it reasonable and easy to navigate and to understand. And another thing in your website archive, if it's possible, to have each illustration a link, an URL address, okay? Just in case you have an art director working, like Cecilia upstairs, okay? She's the art director of Mondadori Publishing House, that is the biggest publishing group in Italy. So there are Mondadori, they have a lot of different brands. Maybe she's browsing your website and she sees something that is not useful for her, but for her colleague working for another publisher, but in the Mondadori group, it fits perfectly. She can just copy the address of this image from your website and send to him downstairs. Hey, I just found it. At lunch you told me that you were looking for an illustrator like this. Maybe I found him. Okay? We are done? Oh. Thank you.